Hello and welcome to Fine Arts channel. Today I'm going to show you my personal method for drawing every single airplane that you see on my channel. Let's get started. Alright, so to demonstrate this method, I'm going to be drawing a Delta Boeing 747-400. This is a pretty famous airplane and it is one that most people like to draw, so I figured that this would be a good choice for this video. You will need a couple of measurements from the reference picture. The first one is the nose cone to tail, which on mine is about 8 inches. Then we want the wingtip to wingtip. Here that's about 6 centimeters. And then you'll want the thickness of the body, the fuselage. So we have 2 centimeters there and then 2.5 right there. And we're going to mark all this down on our paper. Okay, so I've marked out our reference points. We have the nose cone and tail, the 2 wingtip measurements, and the 2 fuselage measurements. Now I'm going to draw the outline of the jet, and I'm going to have my reference picture right here on the side as I do so. So I start drawing the outline by taking the measurements that we had earlier and just kind of connecting them together with the appropriate length. I do the wings as well. Once you've got the main fuselage, that's the long part, done, the wings are pretty easy to add in, especially when you've got those wingtip measurements as well. Alright, so I've drawn in the wings as well as the main body. I want to talk about the engines and also the finer details on the jet now. Each of the ellipses you see on the engine must be drawn exactly to proportion, or else it'll be off, even if they're a little bit wider or narrower than they're seen here. For the windows, I count each and every window on the drawing and then draw it exactly the same on my picture, so there aren't a random number of windows here and there. The logos are pretty straightforward. It's just a matter of getting all the lines straight, and then we'll be ready to ink it and color it in. One thing that I did not mention earlier was the nose cone. The nose cone is a little bit difficult as it is unique to each type of airplane. Now, I've been drawing airplanes for a long time, so I've pretty much memorized the shape of the nose cone, but it does help to practice a few times before you do it on your actual drawing, and that way you don't mess it up and end up with a bunch of erased pencil lines all over the place. Okay, so now it's time to ink and color the entire drawing. I like to use my 0.1 millimeter fine liner to do the outlines, and then I use the 0.3 millimeter fine liner pens to color everything in. So I'm going to be outlining everything except for the colored parts, including the windows. I want to take the time to talk about my outlining process in more detail. I try to take great care to not go outside of the lines or deviate from the pencil lines that I've already drawn, because this can make the entire drawing look a little bit off. Even if one curve is slightly bent in one direction or the other, it won't look right. My coloring process is pretty straightforward. I try not to go and make the lines too big while I'm coloring. I try to make them short and stubby, and that way you don't see a lot of the scrappy coloring that you might on other drawings. Alright, so here it is, our Delta Boeing 747-400. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on this video, and I will see you next time.